So I'll tell you a little bit more about the dynamics of giving and taking and how you can use that to increase the quality of your life enormously and instantly, okay? So I've talked about this in these videos before. Everything is energy, right? So the greatest potential that exists is energy. So what do I mean by that? Everything happens in the energy world first. Let's put this linearly. Energy, it's here, and matter is here. Matter is the lowest degree of energy. When energy becomes more and more and more condensed, it turns into matter. So the more I pay attention to the energy world first, things that are not necessarily made of matter first, my intentions, my thoughts, my intuition, my emotions, all of that, the possibilities that I can see, the vision that I have in my mind, all of these things. And I work with this first, the more I'm actually influencing and shaping my world the way I want it. Okay, because I'm coming from a greater potential first. Okay, so let me give you guys an example. Let's take your intentions first. If you start making your intentions more about giving to others, giving, like helping people, um, being like generous when it comes to money, like taking the idea of your intention, okay, and having good intentions and intentions of giving value to people, okay, you are participating in powerful manifestation when it comes to your life. One of the biggest problems people have is that they first think of their own interests and how they're going to solve that. That's the mistake. If you make it about other people, focusing on the intention, then two things happen. First, you receive it. Whatever you give comes back to you instantly when you're coming from an intention, okay? And you really want to be generous and you understand how the mechanics of manifestation work. You're going to give money to the homeless guy or whatever. You're going to help someone out simply by helping them out because you want, okay? You need to actually align these intentions. Don't do something that you don't want. You need to stop first and realize that actually changing the intention to something good needs to come first, okay? So don't do it from a negative spot inside of you. You need to do it from a from a from a true intention to help, a true intention, a true positive intention. So let's say that you give money to somebody, or you help someone out, or you open an exception for somebody because you felt like doing it, or you do whatever thing that is good. Okay, whatever thing that is good. Complimenting somebody, helping someone out, doing something for somebody. Now, you start opening yourself to these ideas, right? Now I'm already having to sacrifice some of my own self-interest for something greater. Now, don't be confused here. This something greater is coming back to you instantly. And I'll tell you how. What you want is a greater life. You need to do greater things. You need to be able to deal with greater potentials of energy, which means you need to not only care about you. That's too small. How can you have great results when you operate small? And because everything starts from an energy potential, you have all these limited intentions, all these limited visions, all this trapped emotion, limited emotions, limited thoughts, that's very little energy that you're moving. Very little energy. It's slow, and its impact is not what you want. Its consequence is not what you want. Okay, you don't want to move that energy because that reinforces itself in your reality. So let's go back to this. You're operating from a higher potential. You have great intentions towards people. If you're open to it, if you're really coming from the highest potentials, when you give something, it comes back to you instantly. Number one, why? Because you feel like you're transcending yourself. You feel like you're doing something greater than yourself. You literally feel like you're transcending your own interests. So the universe looks at that and say, oh, okay, I can give more to this person because that person has learned to accept the natural flow of prosperity that is available to them. That person knows how to make things circulate more than not. So that person receives more resources because I'm the universe and all I want is more life. So I'm going to give that person more life, more resources, right? So you help people, you give some money to the homeless guy, you give to charity. I don't know what your situation is, but you do something, you do something with great intentions towards people. If you're open to it, that comes back instantly in the form of fulfillment, pleasantness. When you really give with your heart and with your intentions, good intentions, you feel good. So that's the first reward that you get from the universe. You feel better. It feels good because you're transcending something limiting about yourself. That's the paradox. You want to feel better. You want to construct better. You want to build better, greater things in your life. Do things that are greater than yourself. Transcend your own limitations. The universe is watching, the universe is listening and present to all of your intentions, to all of the every movement, every mental movement and emotional movement that is going on in your psyche, in your entire being. It knows everything and it proceeds to give you accordingly. So the greater you are, you need to transcend, you need to level up in the energy game. The greater you are, the more you receive. Okay, so it comes back to you instantly in the form of fulfillment. When you give, when you help, you feel better. Then that starts moving. This energy wheel, this wheel of energy starts self-feeding itself. Okay, when you operate from your limited self-own interests, everything feels like it's taken from you. You're not going to help somebody because that's threatening. That's going to take your money. That's going to take your whatever. That's going to take, there's very little potential to work with. There's very little energy going on. Okay, so you're always losing energy. It always feels like somebody's taking something from you, that you're losing something. You operate under scarcity completely, right? When you're up here and you give, because you're moving more energy and that energy comes back to you instantly, that never makes you never get tired of that. That gives you energy, that replenishes your energy, that replenishes your entire mental apparatus, your emotional apparatus. You feel like you can do so much. You feel like you will do so much, and you will if you continue that, because the first consequence is energetic. You give and it comes back to you. The second consequence is physical, because energy from a higher potential starts becoming condensed and more condensed until it becomes matter, okay? Becomes abundance and resources in the form of matter, money, people, opportunities, things. This, okay? A lot of what you want in your life, okay? So if you operate from here, but you don't only do this a couple times and you make your life's priority to operate here in the giving, and which is going to feed you more and more and more of that energy, so you can keep doing this, because the universe is going to sustain you. So once you start giving and doing more for others, like sincerely doing more for other people, transcending yourself and doing more for other people, the universe listens to that and say, okay, now I need to give more to this person, because the universe responds to what you're doing. So if you're giving a lot, it needs to give you a lot so you can give more. You understand the mechanics? That is paradoxical. That's why not everybody does it. Because if you're egotistical, it doesn't feel right. Right? Because you need to transcend the easy game. This is too easy. Only caring about yourself. You only gotta eat, you gotta sleep, you gotta make money for you, and you don't have to worry about it, no one else. You don't have to think about nothing else. Don't have to think about how improving the life of the person next to you. You understand? You need to transcend the little me. So you start working with more energy, the more resources, the universe gives you more. My friend, if you sustain this for longer periods of time, giving, you're going to feel more vitality, more, you're going to become greater. Your identity will become greater and greater, like feeling like you're helping people. Your experience is going to become deeper and richer. Over time, do you know the power of this? Over time, this gets translated into matter. So you start receiving these things back in the form of money, people, opportunities, things that you can buy. So this is what you want. This is literally what you want. Okay? Like 90% of people or 80% of people, the biggest priority or the biggest dream that people have is financial freedom. Then is love. These are the two main things, in health. Okay? And happiness, but that's it. But the main one is, it's mostly financial freedom. There's researchers about that. Financial freedom. So you need to learn it, and by the way, that works for everything, not only money. But by learning how these mechanics work, guys, and by making it very clear for yourself, like, okay, what I need to do is actually transcend myself. I need to transcend a little bit of myself. That's the thing that it's the thing that you need to transcend. Is the thing that it might feel uncomfortable, right? But that's the very chain that keeps you moving the little amounts of energy, right? If you make your life greater than yourself, it will become greater and greater than yourself. You understand? So the great thing is that the universe gives you instant rewards. The universe is so loving and it loves you so unconditionally that it actually, when you give something, it gives you back. It gives you back that feeling like, I'm doing the right thing. Okay, I'm growing here. I'm transcending myself. I'm doing something greater. I'm doing something that most people don't do. I'm moving energy. Look, I'm actually serving people. I'm actually helping this person without right now asking nothing in return. I'm just becoming this person that moves more energy and operates from greater levels of intention and potential. Okay, so you're receiving the energy food, that these emotions feel great, these thoughts feel great, the state of being of giving and being the person that is helping someone else and saving someone else. Come on, that's great. That's great. It's a great feeling. It's extremely fulfilling. It's meaningful. This is what life is about. It's liberating. It gives you freedom. Then it gives you these feelings instantly. But over time, it gives you also resources in physical form, money, people that want to work with you, people want to pay you things, people are going to want to give you money for the things that you're offering. You can buy things. You can be greater and greater. This is where everything that you want exists. But first, you need to operate from these greater potentials. Make your life about transcending you. Your life has to be about doing something greater than yourself. That's it. That's why a lot of people can't do this, because they're not willing to liberate themselves. It's too easy to think about your own immediate necessities first and stay there. That's easy. That's easy, but it doesn't produce the same results. So you just stay there. All right? Let's understand more and more the mechanics of how manifestation and reality works, so we can use that in our favor and change our lives. All right?